Back to Isaiah 24 and 21. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord Yahweh shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high. Those are the elites of Esau, the bankers, the financiers, the hedge fund managers, the multimillionaires, the billionaires, those that are on high, the philanthropists, the socialites, the royalty of them. All of those that are on high of these Europeans, the Edomites, the Lord is getting ready to punish all of them. All of them. Those are the high ones, the ones that control it, the Illuminati, the 13 families of the Illuminati, the Rothschilds, the Oppenheimers, the Rockefellers. He's getting ready to punish all of them. And it's going to come through this destruction. And it shall come to pass that in that day that the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones, because they're the hosts, right? They're in charge, right? That are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. So who are the kings of the earth? The leaders of the high ones, of these countries that run the world. So the prime ministers, the presidents, the royal families of all of these European countries are going to be the first nation of people to be punished when the judgment comes. These are the ones that are on high. You've got high ones of other nations, but they're still under Esau. So you've got Hamites, Africans that are on high, millionaires, billionaires, but they're under these Edomites. These Edomites run the world. Esau runs the world. You've got Chinese billionaires, multimillionaires on high, but they're still under these Edomites. They're high, but they're not on high. They're not the highest of them. But the highest of the highest is coming from them, which is the Most High. So the Lord is getting ready to punish them. And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in a pit. So they're going to be gathered together as prisoners. So all of these Edomites are going to be taken. When the Lord comes back, he's going to take them as prisoners and put them in a pit. And he shall shut them up in the prison. This is what we are going to do. The Lord, the angels, the 144,000, Lord willing, we make it. We're going to gather them up and we're going to put them in literal prisons and pits. And after many days shall they be visited. So we're going to leave them to stew. You know, like when you put food in a pot and you're cooking a soup and you cover the pot and you leave it to stew for 2 and 3 hours. We're going to do the same to them, except the pot is going to be the pit or the prison. And we're going to lock the gate and we're going to leave them to stew probably for weeks or months so that they can be terrified, not knowing what their outcome is. So they can be terrified, not knowing what's happening in the outside world. They're all going to come up with their own ideas of how bad it is, how these beings from the heavens came, these angels, the works that they're doing, how these people have changed and have possessed spiritual powers. You're going to have some of them telling stories, say, yeah, I saw one of those brothers came out and he had this physical sword that had spiritual powers and it was like a laser was coming from the sword and he was throwing powers from his hands and he was able to leap over buildings, and you're going to see it. They're going to be sitting in that prison, in that pit, exchanging stories with one another on how they got captured, on what they took to come in there, and what this angel looked like, or what one of the 144,000 looked like from the 12 tribes, and what sort of power he used to enter their bunker and take them out. How he was able to go into the deepest of the sea to take him out of his submarine, or how he just took the submarine and just brought the submarine back to the surface and then took him out. They're all going to have stories. They're all going to be telling each other stories while they're in that pit and in those prisons, waiting, because they're not going to know why they've been put there. They're going to witness the powers of the 144,000. They're going to witness the powers of the angels, Yahushua. They're going to see the chariots. They're going to see it all, but they're not going to understand why they're being kept alive, because they're going to be thinking, well, they've got all of this power and they've done all of these things and they've taken down all of these armies. I saw some of them was turning over tanks. He had the power, they just put like that, zoom, and the tank just turned. They're going to be like, what's his name? Magneto. We're going to have so much powers. And when I say we, I mean the elect. Lord willing, we make it. So they're going to have witness, because when we capture them, we're going to use our powers to capture them and terrify them. So they're going to be saying, why have we been kept alive? They're not going to understand why they've been kept alive. They're going to be kept alive for slavery, because they have to go into slavery. They're going to be kept alive to build the kingdom of heaven, to rebuild the cities. They're going to go into perpetual slavery, but they're not going to realize that until we go back into the pits and into the prisons. Lord willing, we make it, and we're part of the elect, and we're going to take them out. We're going to put them in the chariot, and we're going to bring them to the work field. And that's going to be their life forever. But the time they're going to spend in those pits in their prison, they're going to be exchanging stories with one another on how he was captured, how he saw them take down this building, how he saw an angel do that, how he saw one of the brothers do that, how he saw another brother do that, how he saw this chariot do that. They're going to be exchanging so many stories, man. We're going to let them stew for a little while. Could be months they're in there before we get to go back and say, right, we're ready now to bring you out. Because remember, they're going to be burying the bodies. Ezekiel chapter 39 talks about the passengers, the bodies that are going to be buried in the valley of Jehoshaphat. These demons are going to have to be burying those bodies. That's going to be their first major task, is to bury all of those dead bodies in the Middle East, because all of that place is going to be part of what? The promised land, from the river Euphrates to the river Nile. And it's going to be covered in bodies. So they're going to be burying those bodies. That's going to be their first task. And that's what they don't realize. But they're going to be terrified, sitting in those pits and those, thinking, why have they been kept alive from a people that they have witnessed themselves that have had so much power? It's going to be beautiful, family. But they're going to have to pay. So they're going to have to enjoy their last hurrah. Enjoy, 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 enjoy. That's what they're going to do. Then the moon shall be confounded and the sun ashamed when the Lord of hosts shall reign in Mount Zion. You see that? Because that's where the HQ is going to be, Mount Zion. Where is Mount Zion? In the promised land, in Israel, Jerusalem. From there, we're going to rule over these nations. That's going to be the HQ. So they're going to play a major part in building up the kingdom. But that's going to be their life. They're going to be in perpetual slavery. They don't realize that the Lord is coming to put them in slavery. You see, they're still waiting for this lily white, blue-eyed, blonde-haired devil to come and sit down and break bread with them. He's not coming. There you go. And it says it right there. The Lord of hosts shall reign in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem before his ancients gloriously. Well, praises to Yahweh Shemi Hawashai, man. That's going to be a beautiful day. Amawada Bud. Beautiful day. That's why I pray that you brothers make it, man, that we can all be sitting down in the kingdom breaking bread. I look forward to that day. That the brothers, especially the brothers that have stuck with this truth, that have beared with this truth to the end, that we can all sit around one big table and break bread. Whether it's the Passover, celebrating the new Passover, the deliverance from Babylon the Great. I truly look forward to the day, man, when we can actually say, it is done, Lord. And we break bread. But their downfall is coming. And they're going to play a major part, as you can see here.